Peace. What do most people want on their deathbed? They want peace, peace of mind. They really want to know that their life's meant something, that it's been worthwhile, hasn't all been for nothing. And so the peace that passeth all understanding, that's what most of us really want. And we have a cry in our heart to be loved and accepted for who we are. And how do we get that peace? How do we be comfortable with ourselves and to not feel that it's just, some people say life's a bitch and then you die. I mean, really. So getting that peace, that stillness, can come about through meditation. And like every morning, I had a theme going of rejection. So I'd actually rejected myself, but guess who I picked for a mother? Somebody that rejected me until I finally got that it wasn't about her. She was giving me a gift to show me that I'd covered up so much because, we cover up with all our defenses, all our, it hurts. It hurts to feel that you've been rejected. And so, as a child, I made the art like Scarlett O'Hara. I will never be poor again. I will give everything to my children. I'll make money. I'll be successful. Left home at 15. So there's a theme, but what I didn't know underlying that theme was rejection. I didn't want to be rejected. So you go out, you be successful, you buy all the clothes, all the stuff, the nice cars, houses, jewelry, things, in order not to be rejected. But it's really a huge substitute for what your heart is really crying out for, is love. Just wants to be loved. And I never felt my mother loved me, completely rejected me. But in trying most of the things I tried, like going back and taking her a big painting, she was a plain simple woman. She didn't want that. And once I got that my theme was rejection, and how could I then start not rejecting myself and loving myself? And the key to that is in self-acceptance. And I think a very useful way is when you wake up every morning, your body doesn't know the difference between yours and somebody else's arms around you. So you can put your hand on your heart, your other hand over your heart, and meditate. And I had a wonderful teacher in Arizona, Brew Joy. We used to go and meditate every morning in the desert. It was wonderful. It was like going back to where I'd come from, the desert. And we would just close our eyes and just say the peace that passeth all understanding, and just feeling the peace in your heart, compassion, and really just like feeling the healing energy coming right from the universe, right down through your arms, and giving yourself love and acceptance. So instead of rejecting yourself, the cry from the heart is you can give it to yourself. And the amazing thing happens when you do that, because it's not about anyone else. Nobody rejects you anymore. And if you can give that peace then to the person that has rejected you, which I could do for my mother because she didn't want physical things. She'd go, but you couldn't give her anything because she wasn't open to receive. But by giving her peace of mind, like when I noted all the good things she'd done for me and I was really grateful and appreciative, there was just silence at the end of the phone. And she said, but nobody's ever told me that before. And I really got that she'd grown up feeling rejected and unloved and unworthy and worried constantly, had a hard time connecting with people. So that's what I grew up with, and that was passed down the line from the ancestors. So living, that's all she knew. But growing up, I knew there was part of me that was just crying out to be loved. And I said, well, this isn't love. I'm not feeling loved. But many people in the world don't feel loved. Even though parents may give them substitutes, lots and lots of things, and mouth, I love you, but the child doesn't get that you do love them. And finally, that was, I got through to my mother, and she cried. And then she said, well, I guess I have done something okay. I guess my life hasn't been wasted. And then she started noting all the things that she'd done that she actually found were good. And so there was a shift in her consciousness, and she could accept herself as being an okay person. And so the peace that she got from that, and then she says, can I die now? She felt it was okay, she could go. I said, yes, it's okay, you can go. You know, your life hasn't been wasted, your life has been really meaningful. And so that is a huge gift that you can give to somebody. And anybody crying out in prison, in living on the street, the biggest stockbroker, trying to prove that they're okay, trying to prove that they're successful, has a feeling inside of being not okay, being bad in some way. And this is a substitute for love. So if you can give them the kindness, give the love, it really is quite a lovely thing to do. It's a huge gift for everybody. And so instead of playing into that game of and rejection and covering up, it's all our hearts are just crying out for love and acceptance for who we are, flaws and all. We're all totally unique, learning different things. And so it takes on a different perspective and different way of looking at things. And it took me a long time to really get that. And once I started to love and accept myself and find peace and compassion in my heart, instead of looking at from the ego's point of view, oh, you rejected me, I hate you, you're mean and nasty, to coming the full circle into finding my own rejection of myself. Ooh. That then you can have a deeper and richer understanding of where people are coming from. So what they're saying is quite different from what's going on in their hearts, in their souls. And I think because love and the planet is like 98% unlove. That's what we're all yearning for. That's what we want to have in our life, is to be loved and accepted for who we are. But it's an inside job. It comes from us, not from the other people around us, a gift showing us where we're at. And that huge shift when I'd accepted myself, learnt to love myself, then the whole world, there's no rejection in my life at all now. It's amazing, isn't it? And so that's the shift that the world's going through, and the realization that everything else, like Scarlett O'Hara, I went out and, and my father was a gold miner, so I collected all the gold in the world only to find that the information was right at my doorstep.